Welcome parents to the Alpendal Buddy Werner virtual parent meeting. We figured it would be pretty much impossible to get 150 kids' parents together for a face-to-face meeting. So hopefully we can use a little technology and this will answer a lot of people's questions. So what are we going to cover? Well, I figure first off I should introduce myself and we can cover some of the administrative logistics. I wanted to let you know about our Great Athletes motto and finally fill you in about a big race day that's occurring next weekend. Well, that's me, Scott McBurney, otherwise known as McBee, and my little guy Matthew. Skiing has been a very special activity for my family, and my hope is that each and every one of you get to experience that same joy. So, how can your coaches contribute to reaching that objective? Well, my hope is that by the time they leave as 12 or 13-year-olds, they're capable of skiing any mountain in the world. We've challenged our coaches to do this, and I'd be pretty surprised if we didn't have your kids for 2 or 3 years. We weren't able to accomplish this. So as for logistics, you all know when we start, 9:30 to 11:30 and 12:45 to 2:45. Do your best to get your kids there on time. It's not fair to the others, and it allows us to get those few extra runs in by getting a quick start. By the time you get this, groups will have pretty much been set. I'm sure there'll be a few shuffles here and there, as there always are. Wanted to let you know how we've set them apart. Typically by age and fit. It's not necessarily skill level. We've built a system where we can kind of address any skill level with any group. But as long as the kids fit together, they ski about the same pace, and they have a buddy here and there, that it tends to be the most appropriate way of getting these kids going and skiing faster throughout the day. Race day. We're actually going to have two races, one early season, in fact, one next week. We'll talk about that a little bit later, and one later on in the year. One happens on Saturday, one happens on Sunday. So the kids that ski normally on Sunday will get an extra day in on a Saturday race, and the kids who ski on a Saturday get an extra day during the Sunday race. This is open to everybody, so you can even invite your friends. Races are designed to be fun and open to everybody. Some will take it a little more seriously than others, and some will just have a good time and go out. Either way, we hope that there's many, many lessons to be learned both on the hill and off by participating in a race. One last thing. We know a lot of you parents have kids that are in Mighty Mites or Mini Mites, and so you've got kids scattered across the mountain. We do not mind sending kids up to Lot 3 at the end of the day or the end of the morning so that we can get all the kids together. But we do ask that you touch base with the coach ahead of time before we do this. Some of the kids are still pretty little. We don't want to just send them on their own and not be really sure that they're going to be taken care of when we send them down the hill. So again, just touch base with your coach. We'll be sure to help you out in managing the logistics. Now I'd like to tell you about a motto that we use at Alpendal Buddy Werner. This phrase is used for coaches and children alike to guide us in each and every day. This phrase is great athletes possess great skills, great tactics, and great character. Why this great athletes motto? Well, first off, it just makes sense. Everyone recognizes that it takes specific skills to succeed on and off the hill. The tactical understanding of our sport or any game, for that matter, is vital to reaching new levels. And lastly, I'll recognize the character lessons that can be learned, both on and off the hill. But where the light bulb went on for me was actively teaching all of these character traits. Sure, skills get tons of focus through drills, and the same goes for tactics. But do we as coaches always actively teach the character traits as actively as we teach skills? Well, typically not. Except for maybe sportsmanship, character traits tend to get second billing in practices. Hopefully not here. I've encouraged our coaches and even developed lesson plans to actively and consciously teach character lessons, just as we teach our skiing skills. So, how does this work on a day-to-day basis? Well, each week our coaches get a new lesson plan that focuses on one skill, one tactic, and one character trait for the week. About 80% of our time will be spent on the skills progression that gets laid out. A small portion will be spent on the tactical knowledge of our sport. And all of this will be wrapped in the phrases and terminology that reinforce the character lesson of the day. The skills we will focus on are listed here. They are a result of a combination of the key elements from the PSIA, that's Professional Ski Instructors of America, and USSSCA, the United States Ski Team Coaches Association. The tactics are compiled after 25 years of coaching and asking lots of questions to my fellow coaches. Lastly, here's a list of our character traits. One last thing, race day. It occurs next week. All racers, whether you're Saturday or Sunday participants, are invited to compete. You got to sign up line, parents, and thus I've given you the website, taskskiteam.org. This way we can get the names all listed in before the race starts early on that Sunday morning. We'll be sending out more information in another email. I just wanted you to be aware, to be on the lookout to do this. You got to be ready to go fill these forms out, and we truly appreciate you doing that as quickly as possible. This can be a highlight of the season for many, many of the kids, so sure to not miss it. That is all I have, but I suspect I missed something, so feel free to grab me or one of the other coaches before or after any of our sessions. We'll gladly do our best to answer anything that comes to mind.